Joining us now, Sandra, is the former acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf. Chad, it's good to see you. The Biden administration is opening up another tent facility to handle the influx of people across the border. This in the Del Rio sector of the border. There has been year to year a 122% increase in the number of unaccompanied children who are coming across the border. The numbers that we saw in February are a record for the program, yet the Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says there's a challenge at the border, not a crisis. What do you say?
I find that statement and that phraseology very concerning. What we know is there is a crisis going on at the border. And if there's not a crisis, why is HHS building new tent facilities? Why is DHS in the process of building new tent facilities? Why is the Pentagon looking at building facilities? Why are you redeploying CBP agents from the northern border to the southwest border? Everyone knows there's a crisis going on, and I think that the leader of the department needs to be honest with the American people. And the border communities, certainly down there along the border, these are the communities that are having to deal with the influx of migrants into their communities from a public safety, from a healthcare perspective, from a transportation perspective. So those border communities certainly know that the crisis that we're currently experiencing.
So let's take a listen for a second here to the new policy position, the posture of the administration as it relates to people who would seek to come across the border. Here's Alejandro Mayorkas again in response to a question that Kristen Fisher asked him. Listen here.
We are not saying don't come. We are saying don't come now.
We're not saying don't come. We're saying don't come now. The policy under the Trump administration was don't come at all. Don't make the trip. If you want to apply for asylum, apply in your home country.
Yeah. So it's a very, very dangerous message. And what do I mean by that? You're basically telling folks to make that dangerous journey, to put your children or your families in the hands of smugglers, traffickers, and other cartels in Mexico and elsewhere. I don't know why you would want to send that message. I don't know. They talk a lot about humanitarian issues with our immigration system. There's nothing humanitarian about encouraging populations to put their loved ones in the hands of these smugglers and these traffickers and the violence that goes on throughout this journey. So it's a very, very dangerous message. It's a nuanced message that is not going to resonate with these individuals to say you can come, but just don't do it now. All they are hearing and seeing is come now, and the numbers along that border are showing that.
President Biden is going to be meeting virtually with Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. What was the deal that the United States and the Trump administration had with Obrador, and how do you expect that's going to change?
Well, what we did, or I'd say what President Trump did was negotiated very well with President Obrador, making sure that they had an enforcement posture not only on their northern border, but also on their southern border with Guatemala. And I think that is critically important. We encouraged them to use the equivalent of their National Guard, which they did, which they have since pulled back. And if you don't make it a priority, if the Biden administration doesn't make it a priority, that enforcement posture, what you're going to see is you're going to continue to see these increasing numbers show up. That's not good for the Mexican people. It's not good for their economy. It's not good to have this dangerous journey occur throughout Mexico all the way to our southwest border. So hopefully President Biden is going to take a tough stance, a tough but fair stance, in making sure that Mexico lives up to its obligations and making sure that it's stopping the crime that we know that comes along with these types of journeys.
Right. Well, we'll be looking forward to a readout of that meeting a little later on this afternoon. Former Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf, good to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.